Start. Okay. So welcome everybody, and looks like D isn't quite in. Okay. So I want to talk just a little bit about Shen Gong. We're going to be doing some Qigong and some Shen Gong tonight. So Shen Gong is is what they call spiritual Qigong. So the practices are to sort of open the heart, open the heart mind to something greater. Um, the the chi in this context is, I think, there's different kinds of chi, but in this context, it's kind of synonymous with what the Buddhists like to call boundlessness or suchness or interbeing or nirvana or any of those words. But the thing with the Qigong is that when we can simply feel the tingling in the body and the warmth of the body. So tingling and warmth are qualities of the Tao, of universal life force energy. So it's not something esoteric or distant, it's immediate. It's right here. And so what we're awakening to is the life force energy that is here, that's actually awakening to itself, so to speak. So what Shen Gong is moving towards is just to feel this life force energy in the body using the tactile sense. Okay, so in other words, feeling the quality of energy in the body, and just tingling and warmth are sort of two qualities of it, but there are many qualities. But so we'll focus into feeling that, which is always here because we're alive. And then once we're pretty tuned into it, and we can really recognize it, we can do a number of things. We can move it, we can change it, we can rely on it moment to moment in our daily life when we're not formally practicing, just by coming back to it. And so it's sort of a physical Dharma experience. And I'm explaining this because it can be helpful to kind of understand, what it is we're doing. So we'll be doing some movement, we'll do some standing, and then we'll go into sitting. Most Shen Gong is done sitting or lying down. Yeah, I think the rest of it just has to be experienced. So thank you for coming. And so let me ask D. Schneider, do I have your email? Do I have your email? Okay, great. All right. Okay, so I'm going to switch this to speaker for the folks who follow it on YouTube, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's start with something that's so obvious and so familiar that we overlook it. And that is, the body is warm, right? A lot of the energy from the food we eat goes to keeping the body warm. So warmth as a quality is essential for there to be consciousness. for there to be life. There's something called absolute zero, which is extremely cold, where nothing can move. Everything is sort of frozen. And life involves movement. And I'm talking about at an atomic level, subatomic level, and then at a molecular level, at a cellular level. There has to be able to be movement which creates warmth. So even a rock or a mountain is warmer than absolute zero. And the reason being that the atoms and molecules are moving. And so there's warmth there. So just sort of reminding us that this body is warm. It's quite warm. It's 98 degrees. It's way warmer than the air or, the water we drink. Or, it's warmer than the environment almost always, except for on a really hot day. So the quality of warmth is synonymous with living, okay, with the energy of living, or with qi. Sometimes when we practice Qigong, we'll get very hot because we're generating a lot of extra energy in the body. Okay, very good. Let's go into Trembling Mountain. And I'm just encouraging you to let go of all your joints. So don't collapse onto the floor, but sort of let your head go, stretch out your neck, let your shoulders go up and down a little bit. You can twist, turn the waist. And then, of course, bouncing up and down, that's moving the hip joints, the knees. So this is done because it feels good. And not only when we're doing it, but after we're done, it's giving us an internal organ massage, and it's loosening up the tension in the body. And when we do that, we also loosen up the tension in the mind to some degree. What the ancients taught this was sloughing off or ridding oneself of what they would call stuck qi. Just stuff that you don't need anymore. Now, in actual fact, we're shedding skin cells. I guess if we did this long enough, we'd have this pile of little skin cells down at our feet. We are actually shedding things we don't need, maybe a few hairs that fall out. And the reason I mention it is because it's useful when doing this, if you want to just visualize, just imagine just little bits of stuff, just getting rid of stuff. It's a good image for this movement. And when you do this on your own, regulate how long to do it. You might want to do it till you're ready to stop, and then do it a little more. And another way to do that is, now let's increase the intensity of it. So bounce more frequently or deeper, just increase the intensity. Okay, and now a little more. Really get into it. Okay, good, good. And we'll all stop together on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was taught this by a man named Master Lin at a retreat, and he said, "What you're feeling right now is your chi. Um, the tingling in the hands is obvious. The heat of the body, maybe your temperature's gone up. You can feel it. It's obvious. Now extend, if you would, just try. Extend your awareness to that same tingling that you feel in your hands, to the whole skin. And you may have to relax some muscles to do this. And maybe get a sense of that tingling in the aliveness in the whole skin, particularly the face. Okay, and now move the attention internally. And I mean the organs, the muscles, because that tingling is going on internally. The tingling in the body is warmer. You can think of it, as this sort of subtle vibration. Okay, good. And now let's drop our attention straight down the center of the body, down to the perineum. That's between the legs, the lowest point in the torso. And then come up a little bit from there inside the body. So there may be a sense of tingling there. That's called the root. Okay, and dip the knees and bringing the hands up, and now just focus internally in the lower dantian, in the middle of the body, and feel and or imagine this warm tingling in the belly. Okay, just relax. If you notice anything tight, just you'll still feel it in the hands, and it's sort of mirroring what's in the belly. When you feel it, you'll let go. There'll be a relaxation. And of course, you can feel the belly moving with the breath. But this is internal, and it's kind of steady. Okay, very good. And dipping the knees and come up, and now in the chest, the middle dantian. You can use your imagination if you like. but stay in the body so that right in the middle. And this isn't imaginary, that there really is tingling going on, movement, warmth in the body, in the chest. It's just we take it for granted. If one of the lungs suddenly went numb, we'd know it. So there's this aliveness there. Okay, that's enough for now. So let's come back to standing. Okay, and those 3 points in the body are lined up in a straight line up the body. Drop the chin a little, pull back the shoulders a little. And those are in alignment with the earth, center of the earth, vertical line. Okay, let's go into tree and spring. So pointing down. Now we're dropping the attention to that aliveness in the center of the earth, that warmth and movement, and up the perineum, moving it up the middle of the body. Okay, lighting up the head. And we're moving it. Now we can feel it in the hands. And as we go up, we're going to sort of stretch the arms and hands. We can feel it in the hands. We're extending it out. The warmth and the tingling out, all around. And this describes kind of a great big sphere. In breath. Makes you smile. Out breath. So we're moving that chi, we're moving that warm, tingling energy. We're moving it all the way up through the body, out in all directions. Okay, making a sphere, kind of a sphere around the body, front, back, left, right. Okay, very good. One more. In breath up. Okay, now come back to standing. Now, do you have a sense of the area around the body a little bit? Because that area around the body has warmth and movement, just like the body. Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and do a backwash. Let's open up the spine. Okay, let's come up together. Okay, and the spine comes back in just where the chin comes up. So we're lifting up this bliss energy, this aliveness, lifting it up through the body, just like a tree, just like sap coming up through a tree. Lifting it up, out, expressing it out. All around, good, 2. And one more. Smile a little. Very good. Touch into standing. Okay, backwash again. We'll do 3. If you turn side to side, you can stretch your side, the muscles in your sides. Keep balanced on your feet so you're not tipped forward. Okay, and coming back up. So keeping in mind these centers, center of the earth, in breath, lighting up, lighting up, lighting up, looking up, expressing out, out breath. Okay, so now we have the heaviness of the body, heaviness of the earth and all. Now let's see what happens if we do flying crane. So this is a very light movement, lifting up inside, lifting off. So the chi, the higher the chi gets in the body, the more refined it is. So this is very light. This is about air, sky. It's about light. So do you feel a different quality to this? So it's the same chi. It's the same tingling and warmth. But what we're moving here is something that's very light. And we're still connected to the earth. You can feel the bottoms of the feet. But our attention is in the upper body, in the arms, in the area around. Yeah. Good. Very good. Okay, now let's do the opposite. So, and see what happens here. So tree in autumn. So looking up. Now we're bringing that lightness down. And as it goes down, it gets heavy. So in breath, way up as it comes down through the body. It's heavy, it's heavier. And one more. All right, so we move, first we move the chi up with tree and spring, then we moved it down. So now let's go into touching heaven, touching earth. And this is about balancing the lightness and the heaviness. So and when you stretch, you send out your intention down into the earth, way up into the sky. You kind of grab some of what's up there and down there in a sense and bring it together into the heart. And once it's balanced, then we express outward. Bring that back. Repeat. Extend way up, way down. And hold this as long as you want. And then when you're ready, then combine. We're balancing heaven and earth. Okay, this time, let's hold this vertical. Let's hold this position. And again, we're stretching a little. They're not tightening up the muscles. We're just extending. Way, way, way up. Send your awareness way, way, way up. And way down into the ground. And sort of feel that. What does it feel like to be way down in the ground, right? It's dense, it's heavy, right? What does it feel like to be way up? It's very, very empty, very light. Okay? So sort of in touch with light up above, in touch with darkness down below. And so now we're bringing those together. Balance. The body is heavy. The heart mind is light. The body is heavy. The breath is light. And then now with the balance, now we can connect, extend, relate, do things in the world, be in the world in a balanced way, and come back. And then let's hold this one a little bit. And we're in touch here with the hands, the heart, the lungs, the breath, the belly, the perineum, the earth, and then up through the neck, the brain, and then the sky, the universe. And so all of this exists in the body, in the mind. Feel the tingling in the hands. It's all alive. It's all tingling like that. Okay, and back to standing. Okay, you can break your stance if you want to a little bit. And this gesture, this just loosening up a little, because some of these postures can actually make us a little tight. So we just want to let the body relax again. And let's just practice a little bit of standing. And there's a pose that we can describe that you assume, which is slight bend at the elbow, palms kind of facing each other, loose hips, and so on. But the thing isn't to check off the list that you're in the right posture. It's to feel it. Feel the tingling. And feel when it's the strongest. Okay? So the arms won't be rigid, right? And they won't be bent. They'll be in the middle. And the hands naturally face each other. The posture feels good. So you want to stand so that you feel good. And actually, the tingling and the heat will intensify. When you find that sweet spot, suddenly there'll be more of that tingling. The hands are the easiest place to feel it. Okay. Okay, so then dipping the knees. So this is why then we bring one hand to the lower dantian and the other to the middle. I encourage you to keep it a couple inches from the body because we can feel the qi easily, readily in the hands. And now we're using the hands to focus our attention into these areas so that they resonate too. Just relax. The whole body is warm and resonant. So the hands are both sort of broadcasting this energy and receiving it. The body's receiving it and radiating it. So this is a meditation posture. The main thing is to just feel it. Can you feel it in the abdomen? Suddenly you get this sense of that whole part of the body. It's alive. And can you feel it, the warmth in the chest? Every cell is alive in the hands and in the torso. Okay, very good. Let's come back to standing. And just come back to this posture and then let it soften. And can you put your attention in your belly? Can you feel that aliveness in there? You can really feel it if you're scared. That's extreme. This is more subtle. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead now and take a seat. And again, just allow the body to settle into a sitting posture. And we don't just go from standing to sitting, because those are both rigid. In fact, they're both fluid. And so as we sort of soften into this sitting, we'll start with moving, getting comfortable, remembering to drop the chin a little, arch the back a little, pull back the shoulders maybe a little. And then our movements will decrease. And then the body will just arrive at stillness. Okay, and then in the stillness, of the body, we notice the movement of the breath. And dropping the attention down into the abdomen, we can feel it moving with the breath. Can you feel the tingling in the abdomen? It's very much alive. Okay, and dropping the attention down to the perineum area a little bit lower. Can you feel that the tingling? The ancients called this the earthly gate. It's okay to use some imagination with this too, if you want to. Just keep it in the body. Okay, so there's aliveness there. There's aliveness in the belly. They're lined up. Okay, now with the in-breath, let's move some of that tingling, warm light, whatever, however it is for you. Move that with the in-breath up the spine to the heart. And then out-breath, fill the heart. Back down. So when we breathe in, you can use the eyes if you like. You're looking down and inward. You form this kind of this big oval where you're bringing that up the spine to the heart, down the front, back down to the perineum. Okay, very good. Let's drop the attention all the way down into the earth. And in breath, you're going to breathe up the light, the energy in the middle of the earth. Breathe it up, right up to the heart. And then back down. Relax. You can move the body a little bit if you notice it's getting tense. This is very easy. We're just making this great big oval up the back, down the front. And now let's try breathing from the center of the earth through the bottoms of the feet, up through the bottoms of the feet, up into the belly, back down the legs through the feet. Okay, we're not imagining this. We're just bringing attention to the tingling that's already there. The legs are tingling. The feet are tingling. The earth is alive. It's moving. The breath is moving. We're bringing that up. Okay, let's move now from the perineum up to the heart again. So using your eyes, look inward. Okay, very good. Let's breathe up from the earth of the in-breath up to the heart. Out-breath down. Okay, as the attention moves up, the body then becomes alive there. The tingling moves up, and then it moves down. Okay, very good. Let's move now from the center of the earth up through the feet, the perineum, all the way up to the head, the brain. In breath, out breath goes down the front. Just very easy. Just feel it. It's not hard. Relax. Okay, very good. Now, this time, let's move the mind, move the attention from the center of the earth with the in breath straight through the whole body, out the top of the head into the universe. So in breath, we're going to breathe all the way up. Out breath, straight back down. Now you can do this with one breath, or you can do it more slowly. This is the intention. We're going to bring up from the earth through the body out into the universe, and then from the universe back down through the body, back down to the earth. Take your time. Doesn't have to be fast. You can close your eyes and you can move your eyes if you like. But they're turned inward. They're going up and down. Okay, now just let go of moving everything and just feel this connection from the earth all through the body up into the sky, and just breathe normally. And this connection is now there. You're aware of it. It's this tingling column. And now with the next out breath, breathe out through the pores of the skin in all directions. To the back also. In breath, breathe back in through the pores of the skin. So breathing the stars. Stay loose. Adjust your posture if you need to. Smile a little. If you want to visualize, the torso lights up when you breathe in. And then the stars go to the universe when you breathe out. And that's fine. The main thing, though, is to feel it. The tingling rushes in, and the tingling radiates out. Tingling is in the skin, the hands, the face, and internally. Feel around the body is warm and tingling. And then finally, just let go of any intention to move anything. And just feel the breath, feel the body, just feel that aliveness. I'm alive in this moment. Whole body is alive. The brain is also tingling. The field of the mind, the space of the mind, is tingling. This tingling and space in the mind is what forms into thoughts and what thoughts dissolve back into. Okay? And the tingling is conscious. So this is big mind, awareness. The whole body's conscious. Consciousness is bigger than the body. The body exists within it. Okay, let it expand out, let it get very big. The body is in the middle, it's kind of small. Stay loose. Okay, the tingling is very, very, very big. Consciousness is very big. Okay, it's bigger than the earth. All of this is taking place within this body mind. And you see, you can extend out infinitely. But so now let's reduce, sort of bring the attention back in this sitting body, which is tingling with aliveness. It's very obvious. And the body's heavy. Breath is light. And bring the attention back to the belly inside. The aliveness there in the perineum, in the body, in the heart, in the feet, hands. Yeah, okay. Down to the earth. Ah, yes, there too. And then just slowly move a little bit. And see if the body got a little stiff from sitting still. Start loosen it up. Just be comfortable and be easy. Okay, so that's a kind of Shen Gong. So just the chi in the body is not separate from the chi in everywhere else in the universe. And so this teaching, the Buddhist teaching of non-self, no separate self, is realized in the body. It's felt. Okay. And then one other thing is that this relies on the felt sense. In reality, though, the chi is much deeper than that. And the chi actually gives rise to the sense of touch. So we can feel the chi tactily, but that's not the chi. The chi is what's causing the feeling. Okay? Because the feeling is individual, it's this body. So then we just drop into the bigger energy that's creating the feeling, that's creating the thoughts, creating the forms, the body, everything. And that's the universal life force energy. The sense of feeling, the felt sense, is a doorway into this vastness. Okay? Okay, let's go ahead and do our closing movement. So we'll clap together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Feel the heat. And then just massage the face. Just relax all those little muscles. Okay, and let's make loose fists. Tap the kidneys and massage the kidneys. Okay, so just one final note, so that when we massage the face, so this is the sense of touch. So we're simultaneously creating this experience and receiving it, right? So we're creating it with our hands, and then we're receiving it with our face and with our hands. Okay, so this is just the sense. This is just the sense of touch. It's one of the senses, right? And there's something that's receiving it, and something that's intending it or creating it. Okay, that's the consciousness. So the touch puts us in touch with this consciousness, with this bigness. Okay? And that goes into universal life force energy. So that's the deeper part of it, beyond just touch. Okay, so thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for your practice. And if you would like to slip away from the Zoom, please do so. And if you'd like to stay, if you have questions or comments, then we'll do that.
Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, and let's change the view here. Todd, it's you and me. So what'd you think? Oh, you're muted.
There we go.
There we go.
I liked it. Felt good.
You know, I have this theory that's been incubating. I want to run it by you, see what you think. So nature makes things pleasurable for a reason, right? Right?
Definitely.
Like, huh?
Certain things, very definitely, yes.
Like sex, for instance. So if sex were painful, the species would die out. So nature wants it to be pleasurable so that the species will continue, right? I mean, just as an example.
And food tastes good.
Exactly. Right. Right. If it's good for you, it tastes good usually. And yeah. Right. Food tastes good because and feeling full feels better than starving. Right. So could it be true? What do you think? This Qigong and developing more sublime states of awareness through meditation and Dharma study and acts of kindness and so on feels good. Why does it feel good? Because nature wants us to do it.
Well, you could use that same argument to say nature wants us to shoot up heroin, I guess. I mean, I don't know if one lived on a desert island all alone and shot up heroin without any society to tell you it was bad. Would it only be a pleasant experience, or would there always be a negative experience, some sort of negative experience with a drug addiction? I guess the craving would be a negative experience that would make you want to do it again. You might be onto something here. I don't think we develop cravings for tingling with qi like we do for a drug high.
Right. Well, because there's no side effects, there's no downside. You know,
right.
For addictions, there's clearly a downside.
Right.
I mean, it does feel good, but then it feels terrible, and then you need it more. So I guess right. I think what you came to when you were saying that is, in the final analysis, doesn't really feel good.
Right.
But this is kind of a theory that's been bonging around in my mind for many years, that there's some natural path to awakening that has markers on it that feel good. And what Buddhism says is the path of the end of suffering, right? And so if it's the end of suffering, it must feel good. Yes? I don't know. What do you think? I've never talked about this with anybody.
Good or simply, well, I was going to say good or neutral, which is better than bad. I mean, my thought automatically goes to going to church when I was a kid, which never felt good. I mean, dude, does a, a fierce, vengeful God, is that something that makes you feel good to contemplate? Not me,
No, I don't think so.
but the practices we do, yes, very definitely.
So if you, I mean, I've heard Thich Nhat Hanh say this. So if you actually follow and do things that make you happy, is the way he says it. If you just keep doing that, and your definition of happiness keeps becoming more and more subtle
And wholesome, I guess.
and wholesome, that's the path.
And sharing it with others,
Definitely.
not isolating with an intent to increase your own happiness. To hell with others. It's kind of hard to imagine.
Well, right, because you'd be feeling everything that everyone's feeling, and it wouldn't feel good, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know. It's just an idea. I've never discussed it with anybody, and here you are, and I respect your opinion, and just just wondered if you have any further thoughts on it. But
I'll be thinking about it. Is my
okay,
guess.
okay, because who is it? Was it Cornfield who said this? He said if you're meditating and it's not feeling, you haven't gotten into states that really feel good, then quit. You're not doing it right. It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel good, not all the time, but certainly there should be fruits, right?
I almost spoke up about this last night after Walt's wonderful talk, because I have been watching with some dismay as my home meditation practice basically fell apart over the past 6 months or so.
Oh,
So that the only time I was really sitting down to meditate was Tuesday evening and Sunday mornings with Sangha folks. And I thought, well, I'll observe this. I'm not going to beat myself up over the fact that I keep forgetting to sit each day, and became pretty apparent that there was stuff I just didn't want to sit in, and that